The member for McMahon has the call.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. Why is the Treasurer unwilling to disclose to the House whether he discussed the Foreign Investment Review Board application relating to S. Kidman and Co. with the Minister for Agriculture? Does the Treasurer stand by his previous claim that his decision to reject the application was based on formal FIRB advice?
The Treasurer has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The FIRB advice is exactly in accordance with the decision that I took, and it was written advice too. So, that was the decision taken, Mr Speaker. And ministers, and as a former Treasurer he would know, are able to canvass widely and talk to as many people. I didn't talk to you because I didn't think you'd have much to offer, Mr Speaker, but I canvass widely with colleagues about these issues, my ministerial colleagues, cabinet colleagues, others is part of the normal process, Mr Speaker. And that's important because I talk to my colleagues about many issues. I've also been talking to my colleagues about the foreign investment changes that we had passed in the Senate last night, Mr Speaker. And those changes, for example, saw the reduction in the thresholds for rural land and agribusinesses to ensure there was greater FIRB scrutiny when it came to agricultural land and agribusiness purchases. And you know who opposed that, Mr Speaker? Those opposite. Those opposite think it's quite okay to have the thresholds at such high levels. They didn't change them when they were in government, but on this side of the House we think it's quite necessary to have a close look at foreign investment in rural land and agricultural land, of course, and of course in agribusinesses. And we've made changes to achieve that, but those opposite think it should be carte blanche, Mr Speaker. They just think it should go to the highest bidder, whoever they are, and they can just roll into whatever they like. That's what they think about residential real estate too, Mr Speaker. But this government knows that you need to ensure you have good, strong laws that protect the national interest and that you act on them and that you implement them in the national interest. And that's what we did on Kidman. That's what we did on the laws that went through the Senate last night, Mr Speaker, and that's what we'll do in relation to all of these investments. We will look after the national interest. I don't know what they're looking out for or who they're looking out for.